Atlantic Coast High School, one of Jacksonville's many public learning centers, has been said by many former students who have some of the greatest teachers in their entire educational careers. While many of these teachers here at Atlantic Coast are recognized for their academic prowess, some should also be noted for their charisma and ability to interact with students and fellow teachers in unique and sometimes humorous ways. Which leads us to the unique relationship held by two teachers in particular at this school. To start off, the first man we'd like to introduce is longtime U.S. government and macroeconomics teacher, Mr. Jackson J-Dog Sands. Identifiable by his massive love for Duke basketball, Mr. Sands has made it clear to us that he's lost count of how many times he screams at his television while watching a Duke basketball game. And last but not least, fellow U.S. government and macroeconomics, but shorter time teacher, Mr. My Name is Too Hard to Spell Rossmanith. Identifiable by his skills in the recording room, Mr. Rossmanith is said to have had a silver tongue and the ability to flame down any poor soul that dares challenge his rap game expertise. With that being said, we here at Kushner Coast News have had the unique opportunity to sit down with both of these gentlemen to discuss their unique relationship that the two have described as being similar to Ben and Jerry's.
I prefer Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's probably.
With no surprise at all, both men seem to have varying opinions on who's the better macroeconomics as well as U.S. government teacher.
I'd probably say Tommy Rock is. Mr. Rossmanith has been doing macro longer than me, and he probably has more of a background in macro than I do, and so I'd probably give him macro. I'd say I'm probably better at teaching gov more because of my educational background. What my major was in college is probably more catered towards teaching government and history than it is macroeconomics.
Jackson Sands, also by a long shot. Also today's opposite day.
Interestingly enough, despite suffering from the same condition, male pattern baldness, both men seem to still clamber on to what was once theirs and unrelentingly defend the idea that their hair is superior to the others.
I got better hair than Tommy Rock. I mean, it's by a smidge, but I got a little bit. If there's anything up there, I got probably because mine, even though I don't have any left, it still comes a little bit more to the forward part. So I got you on that one, Tommy Rock.
Look at my lovely locks. They're almost golden. And by golden, I mean gray, so obviously me.
Surprisingly, both men seem to be in agreement about who's the finer example of peak male performance.
Tommy Rock definitely benches more than I do. He's got me on that.
One time I benched Mr. Sands, so I guess that's me.
Being a teacher allows for many interactions with students as the years go on, which can lead to many great experiences and friendships blossoming along the way. A fact that both men seem to enjoy very heavily as a result of their job.
You know, the thing about teaching is when I first got into it, it was for, the subject, but I really love what I teach, but honestly, it's just the interactions with students. It's just really awesome. The relationships that I try to think I have with my students and what I've had, like still getting in touch with students that I taught in the past and keeping relationships going, that's the best part of it.
I love the students, I love the interaction, I love the action, I love the reaction.
Although both men have lived in the Jacksonville area for quite some time now, it may have come as to a surprise that neither of them originate from the state of Florida at all.
I'm originally from Reidsville, North Carolina, population 14,263.
I'm from Indiana, as you can see. Go Colts.
Along with Mr. Sands are members of one of the world's most legendary unknown rap duos, which have been described as producing lyrics so clean, it's like a car straight out of a car wash. With this in mind, the men seem to have no trouble in agreeing on who's the literary genius of the group.
He's got me on rap lyrics. He is the better freestyler. Although I do try, for him, he can come up with lyrics. For me, it's just I try to start off every day in every class with rap lyrics from back in the day. So I try to quiz him on old school rap just to see if he's kept up to date.
I spit the bars, he counts the cars.
It should also be noted that despite every comedy club in Jacksonville clamoring at the opportunity to have one of these fine gentlemen perform stand-up at one of their nightly shows, both men seem to have trouble agreeing on who's the funnier of the two.
Oh, man, I tell you what, Tommy Rock will give me a run for my money on that, but I think when it comes to just raw storytelling ability, I've got to take it because, I can throw some idiotic stories from back in the day.
Looking Sands, humor Rossmanith.
Here with the Morning Rays, I'm Nino.